NFL Combine on-field drills today. Oh, cornerbacks, running backs, wide receivers take part in measurements and athletic testing. Combine puts a lot of pressure on the prospects. Bad day could cost you millions. Last year, a top 5 pick earned close to $20 million, with that signing bonus. If you fall in the draft, the money falls. Devontae Smith, 10th pick overall. He earned a bonus of around $12 million. That's a big difference in salary. So it makes a lot of sense that players have opted out of events at the Combine. And most notably is the Ole Miss quarterback, Matt Corral. He injured his ankle in Ole Miss final game, a bowl game, and hasn't fully recovered. He's not going to participate. But you go through the drills, you're not 100%. That costs you money. And with the pro day still an option, it makes more sense to wait. And usually, your bigger names are going to do that. I'm not going to throw at the Combine if I'm a quarterback. But here's the question that we have. Paulie has a bet with one of our listeners. And Paulie says that there will be a quarterback selected in the first 13 picks. The over-under was 13.5, and Paulie is taking the under. The QB bet. All right, you want to go down the list here.
Well, here's my rationale.
Okay.
If you go back a couple years ago, I think it was 2019 draft, I just went back and looked at all the mock drafts. No mock draft had Daniel Jones. He's from Duke, right?
Yeah.
Nobody had him in the top 15. Within a week before the draft, there was mock drafts that did not have him in the top 15. Didn't he go like 4 or 5 to the Giants? 7 maybe or something?
5 maybe.
Yeah. But he's a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky flew up.
Yeah.
Remember Christian Ponder back in the day?
Yeah, but those were all mistakes that teams made.
I'm counting on that happening again.
So you think somebody's going to be stupid again? Okay. Because if you look at that, each year, it feels like there's a quarterback that nobody thought was going to be drafted that high. Go back to Baker Mayfield the year before he had his breakout year. Nobody knew about him. Kyler Murray, nobody knew about him. Cam Newton was at a junior college. Although we knew about him, Carson Wentz, North Dakota State. There's always a quarterback. Jared Goff. I don't know if there's a quarterback, if Malik Willis of Liberty is going to be that guy, or it's Kenny Pickett. Those guys get into the top 10, top 13 for Paulie's sake? Yes, Seton.
It's interesting, too, because the analysts' mock drafts are all over the place on this. Daniel Jeremiah doesn't have any going in the top 13. But then I saw another analyst that has 3 quarterbacks going in the top 13.
What?
So it's crazy. They're all over. But Kenny Pickett seems to be the universal first quarterback going, although I have seen Malik Willis, too.
Yeah, okay. All right, Paulie, you want to run down the draft order here and see where a quarterback might be selected?
Jacksonville's the number 1 pick. Detroit has the number 2 pick. Jared Goff is on the last year of his contract. They could easily afford to move on from him and get a quarterback. Is that too high?
Yes.
Can they trade down?
Sure.
Houston Texans.
See, here's the problem, though. If you look at some of these players, I don't know if there's a consensus number 1 overall pick. And I think you've got guys that you're not quite sure. Like Stingley, Derek Stingley, I thought was going to be a great player. And he was great his freshman year, and then the last 2 years he hasn't been. Hamilton at Notre Dame, that big free safety. He feels like, Kyle Hamilton feels like he's coming in and he's going to make an impact. A lot of defensive guys. I mean, it's not an exciting draft. But, okay, so Detroit, maybe they trade down, but then somebody's got to want to trade up. And are you willing to trade up to get somebody? And is that, like, who is that person?
Houston has the number 3 pick. If you read some articles, they like Davis Webb, Davis Mills, Davis Taylor.
Yeah, Davis Mills.
They like him. Jets are set at quarterback. Giants appear to be going another year with Daniel Jones. They have the 5th pick of the draft.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers are at 6.
Yeah.
They passed on a quarterback last
year. Is this what you're banking on? You're banking on Carolina?
Yeah, that's the first one I would assume.
All right. So Carolina.
Who do they have one more year of?
Sam Darnold.
Well, I think their contract-wise, I think they're kind of stuck with him too, aren't they?
Yeah. One more year. Then you have the Bears. Or
that goes to the Giants.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Giants still don't need somebody there. Atlanta. Does Atlanta draft Matt Ryan's successor?
Remember we had this debate last year when they took Kyle Pitts? And they're usually not a top 5 pick team, and they went with Kyle Pitts over replacing Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Denver. Denver needs a quarterback. They passed last year. They took Patrick Surtain. Seattle is 10. Washington is 11. Dun, dun, dun. Minnesota. Yes,
Mel Kiper has Washington taking Kenny Pickett.
Ooh.
My man Mel.
Okay.
That's your guy.
That's what Paulie is. Cleveland is in there. Minnesota is in there. Unless there's some trades in there. I just don't know who you're going up to get. Because, you have to, it doesn't matter who you're going up to get. You have to still give up what is required to move up. That formula to move up in the draft. How many, picks do I have to give up to get up to number 2 or number 3, number 4? Yeah, Paulie.
Do you think the Philadelphia Eagles, they have 15-16? A lot of mixed feelings of whether they're set at quarterback. Set-ish?
I would give Jalen Hurts another year. Young, inexpensive, had the disappointing playoff game against the Buccaneers. You have 3 first-round picks. I'd like to see if you kind of fill some other needs there with the Eagles. Mike Tannenbaum, who's the former GM, he was on the mothership, and he said they should definitely move on. They're not set at quarterback. Yes,
But, right, in this draft, there's no surefire upgrade for them, right?
Yeah. Paulie has a wild card team.
Can you want to play Guess My Wild Card team?
Guess my wild card team.
The team that's outside the top 13 that should and will trade up to get a quarterback if they fall. Kind of like what the Chiefs did a few years ago with Mahomes.
Are they at number 20?
No, but you're close.
Are they at number 18?
They are at number 18.
Oh, the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. What if they traded up 7 spots with a Denver or someone like that?
But who do they want?
They have their quarterback situation's wonky.
I know, but they're paying Taysom Hill. I don't know if they're going to pay him to be a quarterback. Do you want Jameis Winston? Yes,
Daniel Jeremiah he doesn't have the Saints trading up for Kenny Pickett, but he does have them drafting Kenny Pickett at 18.
That's not going to help Paulie. Yes, Fritzy.
Bucky Brooks of NFL.com has Matt Corral going 18 to the Saints, but to help Paulie out, number 6 Panthers grabbing Kenny Pickett in the 6th spot.
Ooh. See, I always love when we have a bet going into the draft because it makes it far more interesting to watch the first round of the draft. 13.5 was the over-under. And Paulie is banking on somebody drafting a quarterback in the first 13 picks. Yeah, Paul.
Minnesota there's mixed reports whether they want to move on at the quarterback position, which could be kind of costly. But they did get Kellen Mond from Texas A&M. I don't know what he is.
Yeah.
But that's a team they think won't draft a quarterback.
Given what Mike Zimmer thought of Kirk D. Cousins, that feels like if Mike Zimmer would still be the coach in Minnesota, Kirk D. Cousins wouldn't be his quarterback. Because he basically was saying to people out loud that Kirk doesn't have winning plays. He does have good stats. He doesn't have winning plays. Yes,
early results on the poll question.
Yes.
If you had a top 13 pick in this year's NFL draft, are you taking a quarterback? 77% said
no.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only need one team to
get
crazy.
I know.
I'm going to bank on these GMs.
And every year, there's always one of those GMs, and you're like, what are you thinking? It's like the Bears. We're going to trade up. Oh, my God. Who are they trading up to draft? Mitchell Trubisky. No. Who really are you guys? Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah, Paul.
McLovin and I went to that draft. It was in Philly, and we were sitting with a group of Bears fans. There was like pockets of fans in this area at the draft. And when they announced the draft trade up for that spot, they all start going, "Oh, Deshaun Watson!" They were screaming Deshaun Watson. All the Bears fans at the draft and other places thought they were getting Deshaun Watson with the trade up.